Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming at you barefaced again because I have a bit of a different video. I think it's an original idea. I haven't seen anyone else do this on YouTube, maybe on Instagram, I don't know. But when I searched it up on YouTube, I couldn't find anything. So today, as you can tell by the title, Instagram Discover is picking my makeup. So I've seen a lot of YouTubers or just general like Instagram influencers do this by getting their viewers to pick their makeup by putting a choice of 2 products on their story and the viewers vote on what item they want the influencer to use. But what I'm doing is a little bit different. So I'm not asking people what product should I use. What I'm doing is I'm going onto a random numbers generator, I'm typing in 1 to 20 and letting it randomly generate me a number, and whatever number it lands on, say it lands on 10, I'll go through my Instagram Discover and I'll find the 10th makeup tutorial or like eyeshadow tutorial on my Instagram Discover, and that'll be the makeup look that I do for the day. There are a couple of things I'm not doing for them, so I'm not doing ones that are just general eyeliner and general graphic liner. It has to have some sort of eyeshadow involved. It doesn't have to be like a full face thing, it can just be the eyes. There is like a few videos that I see from a few creators who like really zoom it into the eye and you can't really see what they're doing, and those videos in itself just frustrate me because I like to see the full picture, but some people just have it where it's like right there and I'm like, I can't see what you're doing, and it's only until they pull away that you see the look. So I'm not doing those videos because you can't really tell what they're doing, and I'm also not doing videos where they just show you the colours and then show you the look that they've done because I can't tell what order they've done it in, I can't tell what techniques they've used to blend, I can't tell any of that. So I'm basically just doing straight up, if it shows a full like eyeshadow tutorial or like a pictorial is fine, and if it has like foundation and stuff as well, I'll do that. But things like graphic liner, ones where they don't actually show you the full picture and just general things like that I'm not doing. So to speed up the filming process a little bit, I don't want to have my phone in my hands and looking down and all that stuff. I already have done the random number generator and I'll insert the clip right here. So all I did was literally just googled random number generator, changed it from 1 to 10 I think automatically gives you, or 1 to 15, changed that to 20 and click generate, and it gave me number 20. Which is the number that I didn't really want because it's so long to go through. I kind of hoped it would give me like an interesting number like 13 or like, I don't know, 6 or something like that. But to be honest, I'm quite happy with my choice. I'm also going to insert right here just what I went through from my Instagram Discover. The ones that I like click and hold, it brings up the screen, like the video minimized but still full, if you know what I mean, just so I can see what it is. There are a few ones where I'm like, is this a tutorial, is this not a tutorial? There's one by, I can't remember her name, I think it's like Jessica Makeup or something like that, and I do actually follow her. It's like a brow tutorial, but you can see eyeshadow in the thumbnail of it, so I was like, right, let me just see. So I did actually end up watching the full video for that, even though I've seen that video about 6 times. But yeah, so I landed on one from b.q.a.j. I've never seen this channel, I've never seen this account before, I've never seen any of the content before, but she basically does like a full face, cut, crease, glitter, smoky eyes sort of moment, and I'm actually kind of living for it. I don't tend to do a lot of golds or a lot of like warm, bronzy, orangey looks because it just doesn't really tend to fit my skin tone, but also it clashes with my blue hair, but it does look quite nice. The only thing on this is kind of what I didn't think about as much. She uses like a loose glitter, which is a gold loose glitter. I don't have any gold loose glitters. The only glitter that I do have is a Silver Collections Glam Crystals liner. But I feel like if I use silver, it's going to be too different. So I don't know if I could maybe use like the silver and then put a gold shadow on top, or will that just look absolutely terrible? I might test that out on my hand and see what I can figure out with that. And she also uses like a cream contour. I don't have a cream contour. I've never used a cream contour, but I have got an idea of what I could do instead. So I'm gonna try that, and if it fails then I'll just try and cover it with foundation. But yeah, so that is a video that Instagram Discover has picked for me. Please ignore the fact that my neck is darker than my face still. Obviously I've still got the fake tan on. It has lightened a lot, especially on my hands, it's lightened a lot. So if my skin doesn't match, like if my neck doesn't match my foundation, I'm still figuring it out because I think the foundation, now that I've washed a bit of the tan off, is a little bit too dark now. So I'm gonna have to try and mix it in. We'll just see how it goes. We'll just wait and see. Okay, so without any further ado, I'm just going to zoom you in a little bit, get right up in my grill, and we'll go on with the video that she's kindly given me to do my makeup today. Okay, so I brought you in a little bit closer. Let's just move my hair out of my face. I do want to get like an actual headband, but for now this clip will have to do. I'm going to keep inserting the video on like the parts that I'm doing at the top up here. I might have to slow them down because she does speed up her video. So she does this in like a weird order. So first of all, she seems to do her forehead and her like eyebrows first, which I mean, I kind of understand why you do that because some people do like the brows and then the eyes first and then do the makeup after that, but I'm always like, how are you not ruining your eye makeup and your brows by going around with the sponge and stuff like that? Like, how are you not ruining that? I don't understand. But she does her forehead and eyebrows first, cuts her brows, puts on eye primer, and then starts in with the shadow. I don't have the eyeshadow palette that she has, but I feel like I've got, between Jeffree's palette and between Soph's palette and like my Urban Decay ones and stuff, I feel like I have enough colours to kind of make it work. It is just the glitter that I'm kind of like, ooh, about. So let's get my forehead, my brows and my eyes primed and covered. So yeah, I'm going to mix together my Revlon Colour Stay with the Rimmel Lasting Matte Foundation that I reviewed, like did a wear test on last week. If you haven't seen that video yet, go ahead and watch it. So I'm gonna mix those two together, but because like one's liquidy and one's like a moussey kind of consistency, I have no idea how this is gonna go. It's just my forehead that I'm doing for now. I have to use a makeup brush because my cat Steph ate my beauty blender, which I'm annoyed at because that was my favourite sponge. But I have ordered a beauty sponge to come with a delivery that I'm getting today, so hopefully that one works just as well, but I don't really have much high hopes. But that's coming with Hermes, and Hermes don't tend to deliver to my flat until kind of later on in the afternoon to evening time, so I didn't want to wait until then to do like a full face of makeup, and plus I'll be working then anyway. Okay, so forehead done. I think that colour match is actually fairly okay. I might just use that to like prime my eyes and kind of underneath my eyebrows in a minute as well. For my brows, I'm just going to use the Soph Extra Spice palette and the shade Reputation. I always just fill in my brows with straight up black. I mean, they're sisters, not twins.
Aim for twins though.
I don't really have a brush to like clean anything up, really, so I'm just going to use like this double-ended one and use a smaller end. No idea how that's going to work. I never normally do this. I've tried it before and it just doesn't work for me. I think because I use like a powder product as opposed to like a cream product, but she used like a cream, well, she used a powder product, not like a pencil or anything, but it always just does this to me. Like, I know you should probably just stamp it on, but then how do you blend it out? Like, that just looks dirty, and it's not my brush. Oh, it might be my brush. Oh, I think it's my brush. Let's try this one instead, because this one's clean. Oh, how do people do this? I've never been a fan of this trend of, I just don't know, it doesn't look nice to me. And for the most part, when people do it, the eyebrows look fine. They look alright. They don't need to be cut and like fixed and neatened up. They look fine. No one cares if your eyebrows look a little bit messy. I'm not bothering going with a brush because I've already fucked this up. Like, come on, that just looks so dirty and grotty and ugh. Okay, I think that's about as good as I can get them. This is why I don't clean up my brows. I just don't do it. Forehead done, brows done, iffy, cleaned up, iffy, and eyelids prepped. Right, so she kind of goes in with like a yellowy tan sort of colour. I have got a yellow, I've got vitamin C in Soph's palette, this one, the broken one, I've got vitamin C, I've got running late, but I'm thinking this shade I should maybe use Cone from the Jeffree palette. I feel like that would be the closest colour that I can get. It is a bit darker, but to be honest, I've not used Cone before, I don't think. So that'll be interesting to see what that comes out like, and she's using it on like a fluffy-ish blending brush. This will be interesting. Are any of my brushes clean? I've also ordered a brush cleaner with my delivery today, so I will be cleaning my brushes. Let's go in with Cone, and she just puts it kind of all in her crease.
Oh my fucking Christ!
Husband's mad. Okay, I think that's alright for the first shade. The next shade she goes for is one called Spice, now Extra Spice palette. There's gonna be a shade that matches, and it's kind of like the cheesecake shade in Soph's palette there. So, Cheesecake it is, and she's taking a smaller brush, but I don't have any smaller like fluffy blending brushes, so I am just gonna have to go in with my usual blending brush or usual like eyeshadow brush. And then she just puts this pretty much all in the same places again, but just a little bit lower, obviously to make a nice blend.
Right, what?
You just screwed on my fucking crisp.
Oh, I kept fucking falling off this bastard platform on Destiny. It wasn't my fault.
Well, it's going in the video, I hope you know that.
Oh, please don't.
That is going in the video. You should have recording them instead of filming a fucking video.
Yeah, but I thought you wanted to fucking see.
I know, I forgot. My door just went, so I needed to take this off and hide the fact that I've got about a quarter of a face of makeup on. Right, back in with Cheesecake. I mentioned in my video with the foundation review that I'm still not sure about what my camera looks like when I'm holding the mirror up and stuff, so if I'm like obscuring the view, I'm trying not to, but it does mean I need to look to the side, because if I look to the front, I'm scared I'm doing this. I haven't watched that back yet and edited that, so I don't know what the view looked like when I was holding it this way, so if it's still annoying, I'm figuring it out. I'm sorry. I want to try and get my laptop hooked up to the camera, so I basically have a viewfinder. I know you can do that with an HDMI, but I don't really have an idea on how to do it, so I need to look that up. She kind of just puts this everywhere, to be honest. Tea? Thank you for the tea.
You're welcome.
Just leave it anywhere that won't get knocked over by the car, so you can't put it anywhere.
Outside. Would be the safest
Yeah.
bit, and even then.
Thank you, Bubba.
You're welcome.
Is that dark enough? I don't think it's dark enough. I think that's okay. Just gonna go back over the top of it with that first brush just to try and blend in. I think this eye looks fine with the blending, to be honest. It's just this eye always looks a bit different. Okay, next colour she goes in with is like a muted purpley colour called Cafe. It looks like a purpley brown. So I'm thinking I could maybe go on with Enchanted, which is that one there from the Soph's palette, because that looks kind of similar, just this one looks a bit more purpley toned and the one she's using looks a bit more greyish, brownish tone. I'm thinking that looks similar and she just goes in with that. Kind of the same places again, a bit of everywhere. So let's give that one a go. Next, then she gets a P. Louise base. I want the P. Louise base. Just haven't got around to buying it yet. P. Louise base and cuts her lids. See, she has so much more like eyelid space than I do. I think she has hooded eyes as well. Yeah, she definitely has hooded eyes as well. So she cuts her crease quite high as I would normally do. But because she has all that extra lid space above that, like she can just blend for miles. I can't do that, which is such a shame. I wish I had like more space. Right, so I'm just gonna go away, cut my crease. And I'll try and make them even as possible. Let's go. Right, so I've done my cut creases as evenly as I can. But here's my issue with hooded eyelids, because if I do this, they look fine. But as soon as I do that, where is it? It's just such a pain in the ass. And that's as high as I can really go for this look, I think. And it's just such a pain. It's really such a pain. And I wish it wasn't like this. But yeah, so I've cut my crease and I've gone in with that purpley Enchanted shade just to blend it in a bit more. What's the next steps? I think this is the gold glitter stage. And I use the shade Sandy, which is like a pale yellow, like a muted pale yellow shade. I don't really have anything that can be like the Sandy shade, I don't think. Okay, so I have the shade in here. This is the Revlon Colour Stay with Michelle Keegan. I have this shade here. No name on it, I don't know what it's called, but I think that might work. This is so chalky and powdery. I mean, if you're doing this look in particular and you have like a setting powder that has like pigment to it, like a light setting powder, this might actually still work for you, but I don't. All my powders are translucent and white. But you know what, I think that's actually done a decent job. It is a very powdery, chalky texture. Rubbing my brush in there is just, ugh, it's giving me like a weird feeling, like, you know when you touch something that's like, I don't know, some people have it with styrofoam, some people have it with like velvet. It just makes like my mouth feel weird and I don't like it. Okay, and then back in with the cheesecake shade. Okay, I think that's all she's done there. What's next? Right, so she does use, definitely it's like a bronzy gold glitter, but I really don't have any sort of glitters. I could just use like my highlighter, my over highlighter, because that is shimmery enough. Or I've got like a coppery gold in here, got LA, like that one's Dreams. Or I've got LA Samba, that's a very much true yellow gold. I think I might just have to stick with the highlighter. And if that's not like glittery enough, I'll probably put Dreams on top of that, because that is a bit more of a, it's not chunky, but it's like, it's got a bit of texture to it. So this is just the highlighter. It's Glow Gold by Ofra, and it's a collaboration with Nikkie Tutorials. We put that about here. That actually puts it on top of where the transition should be. Yeah, that is certainly not like gold enough, so I'm just gonna put a bit of Dreams on top of that in a second. Oh, but that shade is to die for. Absolutely to die for. Oh, can you see that there? Please tell me you saw that. Yeah, let's put Dreams on top of that. Just make it a bit more bronzy goldy. That is looking so pretty though. Like, I'm happy I landed on this one. She does things in a bit of a weird order for her makeup, but hey ho, we'll do things differently, don't we? Okay, so next looks like she's going, just put my foundation onto my leg. Next she's going with primers and things, so I don't really tend to use a primer, and I don't have either of those primers, but I will just use a little bit of the Collection Primed and Ready. This is just like a silicone based one, and I'll just put a little bit on my fingers and just press that into my pores like she does, and that'll be as much as I do for primer. And then she just goes back in with her foundation, so I'm just gonna have to try and mix that same shade. Let's just whack this on. Again, I'm using a brush because my lovely dearest cat ate my beauty blender. Right, foundation done. I think the colour match is okay, you know? It's not that bad. But it just goes to show how much my tan's already lightened. Like, I've only literally showered once and like washed my body once. And it's lightened from like pretty much the full shade of that foundation to quite a few shades lighter, I think. Next, she does foundation. She does concealer. I don't have the concealers that she uses, but I'm just going to use my Collection concealer if I have any left. Right, so Collection in Fair 1, just because I think I'm still a bit too tanned for... I dropped some on my trousers, I think. Yeah, I think I'm still a bit too tanned for Extra Fair. She kind of puts concealer right there on the bottom, but I don't have enough concealer left to do that. Right, she in the video, so she does cream contour, but she puts everything on, like concealer and the cream contour and stuff, before she blends any of it out. But because of the fact that, well, one, I don't have cream contour products, but because of the fact that I don't normally cream contour, I am just going to blend all this stuff out now and go into the cream contour product. Have you guessed what it is yet? If you've already guessed what I'm going to try and use for a cream contour, please comment below. Like, do it right now. Comment right now. Right now. Okay, so for cream contour, I'm hoping this goes well, but in all reality, I know it's not going to go well. I'm going to try and use a lipstick. People do like blush and, you know, things like that with their lipstick, so why not cream contour? This is Mrs. Norris, the Sophia X Colourpop collection. I'm quite scared, honestly. Right, so she doesn't do much. She does like dots. I think she does like 5 dots on her cheeks, kind of underneath the mouth and on her chin, and on her forehead and on her nose. And the nose contour is a bit I'm scared about. So, oh, I don't want to. I'm just gonna do lines. Oh, right. A couple bits on the forehead. If this turns out amazing, it's not. But if it does, I'm gonna be shocked. I mean, I never even contour my lower lip, like ever. She done me on her temples, it doesn't look like it, and then just underneath here. Oh, those lines aren't straight. Pray for me. I need a sip of courage. Not alcohol, just tea. Right. I don't have a cream contour product, so I'm using lipstick.
Good luck with that.
It's not my shade. It looked so promising, and then I put it on and I was like, have a good shower.
You too.
Shut up. Right, so I put that on. Does it? No, it doesn't look okay. Who am I kidding? It doesn't look the worst. I've certainly seen worse. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure, let me just check. I'm sure she powder bronzers anyway after she like sets her powder. Yeah, so she does put powder bronzer on, so it shouldn't be that bad. Like, it looks very cool tones now, but that will just give like natural shadow. It'll be fine. Oh, that side is not blending. Please tell me this isn't drying down and then I've completely fucked myself. Oh, I should have done this in stages. Oh no. Oh, that doesn't make me look snatched, that just makes me look like I've got a beard! I don't even care if it like is I don't even care if it's a cohesive blend at this point, I just want it gone. Ooh. I don't know why I'm saying all because it looks fucking terrible. Actually, you know what? I mean, it's not ideal, but see if you forgot on your bronzer and you don't have a cream contour product. You could probably get away with this. You know what? The nose doesn't look that bad. And I bronze up my nose anyway as well, so that doesn't look that bad. You can't see it on my forehead. My jawline looks a bit purple. And this cheek looks okay-ish, just a bit cool toned, and it's got caught on a spot over here. But you know what? Oh, my lip looks terrible. Can I cover that? I think it's safe to say cream contour isn't for everyone. And definitely not with lipstick that's got like purple undertones. But it worked out okay. I think I actually quite like it on my nose. Right, crisis averted with the cream contour. After she blends all that out, she severely bakes. Severely bakes, shut up. To be honest, this isn't any different to what I normally do. I normally do bake anyway, because when you have an oily skin life, you need to. She doesn't show herself to be setting the rest of her face, but then she uses like contour powder directly onto her foundation. I mean, to be fair, this is set down enough that I reckon it'll be fine. But what about your nose? I mean, no, she's definitely got powder on, yeah, she's definitely got powder on like her forehead and stuff. She doesn't show it, because you can see like a bit of powder in her eyebrow. So I'm taking that as powder the hell out of your face, hide your mistakes with the cream contour. This isn't my best look. Next up on the list is bronzer, by the looks of things. So I'm just going to go with my Hoola, oh my god. So I'm just going to go with my Hoola bronzer from my face kit. I'm going to go mainly with Hoola and then blend out a bit of Hoola Light. I do normally brush off my bake before I powder, before I bronze, because I feel like I can't really see how much bronzer I'm putting on if I don't brush off my bake. But she's kept it on, at least under her, yeah, she's kept it all on. So, just need to see how this turns out, and if it looks atrocious, then it's not my fault. Okay, this is just looking worse and worse as time goes on. It doesn't look good. I thought warming it up would make it look a bit better. Like, this side looks fine. Kind of. She does, like, bake the sides of her nose again as well. So I'm gonna do that too. Once she brushes everything off, she goes in with blush. But honestly, I'm just gonna quickly run my bronzer brush like down my nose again and blend this shit off. Alright, and then she goes in with a blush, and she goes in with like quite a pinky blush. So I think I'm gonna go with California from my face palette, which is just there, right in the middle. Okay, I think that's alright. What does she do next? She does her lips next? Really? Right, okay. So she does her lips, she goes in with like a brown lip pencil and then like a pinky toned kind of lip gloss looking thing. I do have a brownish lip pencil somewhere. I'm gonna have to try and find it. I'll be right back. Okay, I know I have got a brownish tones Kat Von D liner somewhere, but I've no idea where it is. So I'm gonna do a bit of a Stephanie Tom's trick. Or I'm gonna try one anyway. Just gonna get like a standard brown lip pencil. This is absolutely gonna come out terrible. I'm gonna get a standard brown lip pencil, and then I'm gonna go in with the W7 Mega Matte because it's like a creamy pink, but it's like not very like full coverage wise. It's like it does look a bit more like a gloss. It's quite sheer if you apply it like a little bit. So I'll just give this a go. This is not turning out good, is it? Right. Let's get a makeup wipe. Right, I think I'm just gonna have to do like my standard like nudish lip that I tend to do, and that's just using Mrs. Norris and Bikini Bottom, because to be fair, Bikini Bottom is kind of pinkish anyway, so I use a bit of Mrs. Norris around the outside. My lips are like stained pink right now, so a bit of Mrs. Norris around the outside of my lips, and then Bikini Bottom right on top. Right. That's as close as I'm willing to get with it. I think it looks okay, it's just not as pink toned as hers. Hers is a lot more like rosy pink, whereas mine is just kind of like, I mean, it has a pink tinge to it, but it is predominantly brown. Okay, so then she just goes and brushes off all the bake, but I've already done that. And then it's lashes. Now she has very extreme lashes on. I don't have lashes like that. And did she not even put mascara on, or did she skip past that step? No, she's put mascara on, but she didn't put that in. I suppose it is only like a 60-second video. I'm gonna go get my lashes, pop on some mascara, pop my lashes on, and then I'll be back with you. I was just applying mascara there, and I realised that I hadn't done anything with my lower lash line yet, and I was like, but she didn't do anything. And looking at the video, I've noticed that she has got shadow on her lower lash line, and it looks like it's possibly like the middle shade mixed with a bit of the like deeper purpley shade. So I'm just gonna do that on my lower lash line. Do the mascara, put the lashes on, and yeah, that should hopefully be like the overall finished look. I'm very much hoping she used setting spray, because my under eye area looks like it's something to be desired. But yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so lashes are all stuck on. I think this one looks a bit iffy. And I made a mess of the glue on this side, but we'll work with it. Looks okay actually, I'm really happy with the eyes. Right, I think that must be it then, but there's no highlighter. Has she not done highlighter? Vera done highlighter. Okay, so she puts a dot on her chin, I'm assuming for like a mole. I'm not gonna do that because I already have a dimple chin, and it's pronounced enough. Then she uses setting spray. Thank the Lord. Although setting spray before, like setting spray after lashes seems a bit odd to me. But let's get to it. This is what the lady has said to do. Oh, my under eye area is looking so much better now. Okay, and please do highlighter. There we go, there's highlighter. So she does her inner corners, along her nose, on her forehead. She does do her cheeks, but she doesn't show it. So she's doing like the whole trick of do your setting spray first and the highlight will stick better to it. She used like a goldy tone one, but I think I'm just gonna go with my glazed donut. Okay, highlighter done. And is that it? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so all in all, I'm happy with it. I think it actually looks quite similar to the girls, considering I didn't have her like eyeshadow palette that she had. Yeah, I think it actually looks really similar. The lip as well that I've got, I think honestly my lip matches the eye look better than her lip does. Mine is less pinky toned and it's a bit more like reddish brown, and in my opinion, or the way that it's come out for me anyway, the eye isn't really pink toned at all. It is kind of more reddish brown. But considering I didn't have the glitter, considering I didn't have the cream contour, which still debating whether that looks passable, and considering we had different eyeshadow palettes and like I don't think we had the same product at all for anything. Like, I'm really impressed with it, honestly. Like, I think it looks really nice, and I'm glad that I did it, to be honest, because it was just a thought that I had, and I can't go through my Instagram Discover without seeing a million makeup videos, so I thought, why not have that pick out my look? So yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think I'll do this again, but I'll maybe just take an eyeshadow look as opposed to like a full face, because that would be so much quicker. I don't even know how long I've been filming. I think I've probably been filming for about 2 hours now, and I've just got this. Like, this would have normally taken me about an hour. Thank you very much guys for watching. Let me know if you would wear this look, because personally this is like okay for me to go out in. I mean, you saw the other day I had bright blue eyeshadow on and that's the standard for me, so this is okay for me, but would you wear this on like an everyday basis? So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.